What is going on, Crimson Tide fans? There's a lot to break down on today's video. Before we get into it, though, Fawsett tweeted this out not too long ago, said Bama ×3. He's been doing a lot of these recently where he tweets out a team and then tweets out, how many commitments they're about to get. So Alabama about to get a couple more commitments in this 2026 recruiting class. Jireh Edwards, it was reported this morning by Bama Online, ended up canceling his remaining official visits to both Oregon and Texas A&M. He got an official prediction from On3 and that Bama Online staff. Gotta imagine he's going to be one of these guys. Brian Williams Jr., the 3-star wide receiver, also got official predictions from Steve Wiltfong as well. That's two of the guys. Who do you think is going to be the third one? Maybe it's E.J. Crowell. He was on campus yesterday for a 7-on-7 event there. Maybe it's Xavier Griffin, the 5-star linebacker as well. There's been a lot of buzz for Xavier Griffin, and those official predictions have been put in there with the Crimson Tide. So let me know down in the comment section of today's video, who do you guys think will be the next commitment for the Crimson Tide? Let me know down in the comment section of today's show. All right, so we will get to some recruiting stuff here in just a second. But yesterday, Alabama actually put out, the game times for their entire schedule this year. So I just want to run through some of those here. You got Florida State. We knew that was going to be a 2:30. All these, by the way, are going to be Central Time. That's going to be a 2:30 game on ABC, so it's definitely going to be hot down there. That Louisiana Monroe game, that's going to be a night game, 6:45 on SEC Network. Wisconsin, that's going to be an 11 a.m. kickoff on ABC. By the way, also, most of these ABC games are ABC/ESPN. Just wanted to make note of that as well. But big noon kickoff there for that Wisconsin game. That one, by the way, is at home. Alabama returning after going to Wisconsin last year. That Georgia game is going to be another night game down there in Georgia as well. That game's going to be on ABC at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And then you have Vanderbilt. This game is actually going to be a flex game, so don't know exactly what the time is going to be there. Anywhere from 2:30 to 7 p.m. will be the kickoff for that Vanderbilt game. Missouri, that's going to be an 11 a.m. kickoff on ABC. Also, that Vanderbilt, Tennessee, South Carolina game, no TV networks assigned to those games quite yet. Probably get those 2 weeks before the game actually gets underway. That Tennessee game, that's also a flex, 2:30 to 7 p.m. Central Time, somewhere in there. And that South Carolina game, man, I think Alabama would actually have a better shot in that game if it's a day game because, man, if it's a night game in South Carolina, that is a very, very rowdy environment. Those fans really do bring the heat for night games. I think it's a little bit underrated as far as stadium atmospheres there, but 2:30, 7 p.m., either one, or honestly could be like a 4 p.m. game too. It's kind of anywhere in that window there. Going on to the back half of the schedule here, that LSU game will be a night game at home against LSU, anywhere from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. there. Kind of got to imagine that's going to be an ESPN game as well, but as of right now, no TV network has been assigned to that game. And then another get-back game there for that Oklahoma game. That'll be a flex game, 2:30 to 7 p.m. And then Eastern Illinois, that's your one time a year where you have to get ESPN Plus, whatever it is, if you don't have it already. That's going to be an SEC Network game, SEC Network Plus game. So, even if you have regular ESPN or SEC Network, you're not going to be able to watch that unless you have SEC Network Plus, which that's just a part of the ESPN Plus subscription. So make sure you get that. That one's going to be a 1 p.m. Central Time kickoff as well. And then that Auburn game, Kalen DeBoer's first opportunity to go down to the Plains and take on Auburn. That is as well a very rowdy environment, especially, later on in the season in November. We've seen Alabama in the past has had their struggles when they go to Auburn. Don't know when that game time is going to be, anywhere from 2:30 to 7 p.m. Central Time kickoff for that game as well. So let me know down at the pinned comment of today's video, what game are you most excited about this year? Let me know what you guys think. Is it one of those get-back games, or, is it, like the Auburn game, like the Iron Bowl? Obviously, that's one of the most exciting games every single year. Same with LSU, probably, I think, too, as well. But let me know what you guys think down in the pinned comment of today's video. All right, next up on today's show, I just wanted to go through some tight end targets because I don't think we've really hit tight end targets as much here on the channel. Greg Smith of Rivals yesterday actually put out Elite 4-star tight end Max Sudter. I believe it's Sudter. It's either Sudter or Sutter. Did not take his official visit to Penn State last weekend. He'll pick between these 4 schools. He also added a little photo in there as well. We'll talk about the schools here in just a second. A return trip to Illinois for camp with his brother on June 18th is coming ahead of his official visit to Alabama on June 20th. These are Max Sutter's top 4 schools here. You got Ole Miss, Ohio State, Illinois, and Alabama. Has already taken those top 2 visits right there to Ole Miss and Ohio State. Got that visit to Illinois, and then you also have the last official visit to Alabama there on June 20th. He is the number 80 player overall, number 6 tight end in this class, and also the number 1 player out of the state of Illinois as well. 6'5", 225 pounds. Plans on making a commitment at the end of June, so probably going to take a week or so after that official visit to Alabama and then decide when he's actually going to make that commitment announcement known. This is a kid, I really do like his build. Definitely think he's going to be a guy that, if he indeed does come to Alabama anyways, he's going to be a guy. It's going to be a pass-catching tight end. He's going to be an athlete. Whether or not, they put him in the slot, just kind of like how we'll talk about Kaden Prothrow here in just a second, the 5-star tight end. This kid is in the same exact bucket as him. He's a very athletic kid. Maybe they can add some weight and, use him in some of those tight end sets where they have them in line. But I imagine this kid is going to be one of those tight ends that, yeah, sure, he's listed as a tight end, but maybe at the end of the day, he's actually just going to be, quote unquote, one of those big wide receivers for Alabama. We'll continue here in just a second with 5-star tight end Kaden Prothrow. But first, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Fanatics. You guys can go get the Alabama Scenic Polo today and get it right now before you miss out on a really solid Father's Day gift. Usually $100 down to only $50 right now. It is 50% off, so don't miss out. Got a lot of things around campus on there. Figured that out. That's actually a statue that's over by one of the art buildings that's kind of laying over, all Iron Giant style. But then you got pennants on there. You got Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, a whole lot of other things. Denny Chimes is on there as well. I think the President's Mansion is on there. Whole lot of different scenic views from the campus there down in Tuscaloosa. So go over to chatsports.com/Bama Polo and get 50% off on that Alabama Scenic Polo today. I'll put that link down in the comments section and the description of today's video. All right, next up here is Kaden Prothrow, 5-star tight end. Took his official visit to Alabama last weekend. This is another kid who is, very athletic at 6'6", 210 pounds. Multi-sport athlete, plays baseball, basketball, football. Last season in 2024, his junior season, had 56 receptions for over 1,200 yards, 22 touchdowns, and over 21 yards per reception as well. This is also a kid that is a bona fide winner. 3 straight state championships down in there in that Class A in Georgia Division II championships as well. Bama obviously is in his top 5 right now, and he's got a couple different schools that he's going to be choosing from. You got Georgia, you've got Alabama, Auburn, Florida, and Texas all getting official visits there from Kaden Prothrow. We'll see what happens. This is definitely going to be one that is going to come down to the wire, I believe. Don't necessarily know exactly when he is going to be making that announcement. I've seen a lot of players out there. They've been saying they want to go through their official visits, then sometime, into June, early August, sometime in July. You never really know what could happen. Some of these players, really, it's been less, of a thing where they actually commit in season or wait till signing day. That really doesn't happen anymore. But the 5 schools there for Kaden Prothrow. Make sure you guys are subscribed as well right here to the Alabama Football Report. We've got a lot of things going on. We'll see what those commitments are that Hayes Fawsett was hinting at earlier this morning. If those do go down today or over the weekend, we will put shorts out for you guys to keep you guys updated, so do not miss out. Tomorrow's video, we're actually going to be breaking down all of the official visitors that will be on campus this weekend as well. So do not miss out. Make sure you guys hit that sub button. It's youtube.com/@RollTideTV. All right, more on Kaden Prothrow here. This is what he told On 3 about his official visit to Alabama. He said, "I really got to see what it would be like to be there as a player. Marshall Pritchett was my host, and he showed me around. He answered a lot of my questions, and he gave me tips on what it would be like if I went there. We talked about a lot of things, and I learned a lot. I think it helped me see what it would be like to be a freshman at Alabama." Coach Grubb went over the offense, where I would fit and how they would use me. Coach Ellis did a lot of that too. It was about the fit with him, how they would split me out in the slot and create mismatches. Coach Ellis told me that if you want to come, this is where it is at. This is where the Alabama standard is like no other. The standard at Alabama is one of the things that I like most about them. It is a great program that does great things. They push themselves against the best every single day. They are still up there for me, and this was a great visit. It was great to be around these guys more and just learn more about the program and their plan for me. And when you talk about the tight ends that Alabama have really been targeting here over these official visits, they've got a lot of really solid studs. We talked about Max Sudter. We talked about Kaden Prothrow there. Roman Voss as well. I believe Roman Voss was the kid whose dad actually worked with Ryan Grubb about 20 years ago when Ryan Grubb wasn't even a football coach yet. He was working in construction. So there is a connection there with Roman Voss as well. And also that kid, he's listed as a tight end, he's listed as an athlete because his high school, at least last year anyways, on his highlight reel, it seems like they ran nothing but Wildcat quarterback with Roman Voss. That kid had it put up a lot of yards last year, put up a lot of touchdowns as well. And then Xavier Tiller, also another guy that took an official visit to Alabama here in the past couple of weeks as well. So I'll be honest. You would love to get a 5-star kid in Kaden Prothrow, but all of these tight ends are really, really solid options for Alabama in this 2026 class.